So this is why you don't have to retaliate against someone who offers you nothing. Because what's the point? You got nothing to gain. And most of the time, in these instances where someone wants to create issues with you, it's usually not even a big deal. The type of situation where if you just let it pass by and you do nothing and you just let it fly, then nothing ever becomes of it. But then when you retaliate, it just seems like you add to it and you prolong it, and you make it more than what it really is. And in my experience, most of the time it's someone who's venting or just wants to use you to be their punching bag in public or whatever. So by you retaliating against someone who wants to, distract you or bother you, you're just prolonging it, and you could just dead it right there, move on, and not even worry about it. Just leave it where it is. And what made me think about that, or an example of that, is why a lot of the time you don't have to do anything in a conflictive situation is Taylor Swift and Charli XCX, two singers. There was supposed to be, or there was an issue that I read where Taylor Swift broke up with Charli's friend, a guy named Maddie, and I guess she did him dirty, and I guess Charli felt some way about it, and now because I guess that's her friend, Charli and Maddie are friends, or they're in the same band. Now she has an issue with Taylor because I guess she didn't like the way she treated him. So to me, I don't know why Charli would have such a big deal about that situation where I'm assuming Taylor broke up with Maddie. And I don't know why Charli would have an issue with that, because in America, it seems like as a man, that's the position you're always in when it comes to relationships. You're just there to fulfill a role until a girl loses interest. And I just wonder if Charli has ever been in a similar situation where she's in a relationship with a guy and then she loses interest, and as a man you just have to move on. So looking at that situation between Taylor and Maddie, she's with the guy, I'm assuming. She's in a relationship and then she lost interest. So as a man, you just have to move on. So that's why I say I don't get why Charli would have an issue with Taylor over Taylor's decision, because in my opinion, as a man in America, that's just the situation you're in when it comes to relationships. You're just there to provide a service, whatever that may be, friendship, love, romance, until she loses interest. Then you just got to move on. But the reason why I brought that up is because I guess people in the media are saying that they're going back and forth with each other, Taylor and Charli, about being at odds with each other over that past relationship. But it seems that Charli hasn't responded to the shots Taylor took on songs. I guess they're taking shots at each other in their music. But what I've read is that Charli hasn't responded, and why should you? It's not even a situation that involves you. If it's a situation between Taylor and Maddie, so if you're just his friend, why even retaliate if Taylor is taking shots at you? It's not your relationship, and you don't have much to gain unless there's some notoriety in being in a beef with one of the biggest artists in the world. You know, I follow a lot of IG models who are big fans of Taylor. So I guess that is one of those instances where, a beef could, give you some promo or whatever. And so I don't believe that you need to retaliate against people who want to create conflict with you most of the time. Sometimes you have to address it, but most of the time you can just let it go. I've been in situations like that in the workplace, at school, plenty of places where people go out of their way to express indifference towards me, and there wasn't much I could do. If they came to that conclusion that they don't like me, they don't want to be around me, they don't like when I'm around, and if that's the way they feel, well, what could I do? Say something back? I don't have a problem with them. And a lot of the time, it's the kind of person that you wouldn't even notice until they create some sort of issue, and they'll go to other people and express to them that they don't like me. And it'll be like the people that they go to, they won't even be thinking about me. So it's extra offensive when, you'll have a random person who will come to the conclusion that they don't like me, or they don't like it when I'm around, wherever that may be. And then they go to other people to express that same thought or feeling. And the people that they go to, they're not even thinking about me. So now it just seems extra bad when it's not just one person. They're going around convincing other people that they don't like me, which is extra offensive. But, it's not like I could do much. I mean, by retaliating, I would have to mimic that behavior or do something similar, like some other offense, or go to other people and try to get other people to not like whoever doesn't like me. And it just goes on. And, it just doesn't seem worth it for me, especially if I'm not even thinking about this person. And, one example that I'm thinking about in particular is having a workplace arrangement that is favorable to me, and you'll have another employee, a coworker, who wants a similar arrangement, but they're too cowardly to create the reality they want for themselves. So instead of doing things for themselves, they'd rather, I guess, make things difficult for others, which to me is idiotic. It's like, especially in America where people have a lot of opportunities, it just seems like, why don't you just create the life you want for yourself instead of trying to make my life worse? Nobody benefits in the second scenario. It's like, if I'm making things the way I want them to be, shaping reality in the way I want it to be, and then you do the same, then that's two people who benefit. But if you don't want to go out of your way to make things the way you want them for yourself, and then you create problems for me, nobody benefits. So this is the logic that people who create problems come to, Instead of two people being happy, no one is happy if they get their way. So how does that make sense if they're supposed to be the more considerable adult, the more righteous person who knows better? That's not how I think. That's not what I believe things should be. So, you don't have to retaliate. Just let a lot of things fly. Let people have what little that they want. If they just want to be problematic, create fake problems when there are plenty of real problems to deal with, taking time out of their day to create issues with someone who's done nothing to them. Most of the time you just gotta let them have it, because what can you do except prolong it when it could end sooner if you just do nothing and contribute nothing to the situation. So let me know in the comments if you've been in a similar situation where some person creates a problem with you and you could do something, but you didn't do anything because there's nothing you could do. And please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.